You know, I love talking about how food and wine work together. And today I'm with our Cooper's Hawk executive chef, Matt McMillin. And we're going to do a little experimenting with talking about sweetness and acidity. And we're going to taste a few things. We've got lemon and apple and jam. And this is a little something that you can experiment with at home.
First of all, I love when I get to sit and learn from you. This actually reminds me of, being a kid and, having the first experience with that whole sweet and sour and savory, when you have pancakes and syrup and then you have some orange juice,
Yes.
orange juice,
And then it's like
and it's just like, sends you over the edge. And that's basically what we're talking about here.
Totally. So the first thing I want you to do is taste the Sauvignon Blanc, because that was your first wine there. And I love Sauvignon Blanc. It's got such beautiful acidity to it, really bright and crisp. Taste it. What do you think?
I love the nose on this wine.
Yeah.
Reminds me of lemon.
Totally. Okay. I got a trick for you. Take a little piece of lemon here.
I like the ends, just like bread.
Oh yeah. So taste that.
Okay.
Now that's lemon. Now taste the Sauvignon Blanc.
Delicious. It actually calms the acidity in there too.
Yeah.
But it really brings out, some of the lemon and citrus notes in there.
Completely. Makes it taste a lot fruitier too, I think. So I like to think about this in terms of food and wine pairing and how a wine like this can change with food. So what kind of menu dishes do we have that would have the same kind of effect on the Sauvignon Blanc?
Well, we use a lot of citrus in our dishes, so I would say anything that we fresh squeeze lemon into, chicken piccata. It has a lot of lemon in the sauce, but we also squeeze some fresh lemon juice in the sauce, swirl it in right before it goes out to our guests. And I think that's one of the things that makes that dish so special and so unique.
I'm going to have that for dinner tonight.
Yes. With a little Sauvignon Blanc, absolutely.
All right, I'm going to try this again. So now we're going to go on and taste some other wines. And, I think a lot of people look at like our Riesling, for example, and think, oh, this is a sweet wine. So go ahead and taste it next. And this is an interesting one because this is, it definitely has some fruitiness to it.
I love Riesling.
I love Riesling too. I'm a huge fan. Especially after that Sauvignon Blanc and lemon, it's a little sweet. I would say it's more sweet like an apple though than like jam or some other things. In fact, let's taste this apple and see how it compares in terms of sweetness.
It's a Honey Crisp.
It's a Honey Crisp.
Oh,
yeah.
Delicious. That's interesting.
I'd say they're kind of like right on line with each other.
Yeah.
They're kind of a very...
Some apples, I think, might take it one way or the other, like Granny Smith or something sweeter. But this is on parity, I would say.
Totally. This is what we call off-dry. Off-dry means just slightly sweet. By no means is that a dessert wine. If you were to have that with dessert, it would actually end up making the wine taste pretty darn tart, just like the orange juice and pancakes.
Yeah.
And now let's compare this to our Moscato, which is, we certainly know that it's sweeter because it's in the ranking on our menu is a little bit sweeter, but tasting them side by side, well, let's see how it compares.
Oh, what a great nose on this too.
Yeah. So perfumey. I think that's a big part of the charm of this wine.
Just a little bit sweeter.
Just for kicks, taste the lemon again and try the Moscato.
Oh, good.
Wow, that tastes really tart now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still great, but it's a lot sweeter.
Totally. Yeah. Same thing with food, I think. Foods with lots of acidity are going to make that wine taste a lot sweeter, whereas foods with a little bit of sweetness to it are going to make the wine taste fruity, but a little bit more complementary as opposed to one standing out over the other. And then now, kind of as a contrast, I have a little peach jam for you here. So obviously lots of sugar in here. It's not quite to caramel level of sweetness. Here you are, chef.
Oh,
dig in.
Go. What are we going to taste this with?
Let's try that with the Moscato again. Let's see what happens. Sweet?
Not too crazy, but very good. But it is sweet. definitely a lot sweeter than the wine.
Yeah.
You know, definitely the wine does not come across as sweet as it was before. You know, still get the acid, but.
So maybe like with fresh fruit desserts, you could do this kind of a wine, but maybe not like a very sweet dessert.
Mm-hmm. You know, something not quite as cloyingly sweet.
Yeah. Do we have any dishes that have lots of these kinds of sweeter fruit flavors in them that would work well with Moscato?
I really love this wine, so.
It tastes good with everything then, right?
Yeah, you know, I like to peruse our menu, and you know, what am I in the mood for? You know, a lot of times I'll go to Viognier, but I don't often think about drinking Moscato with our food. But now that I'm sitting here drinking this wine, it's a lovely wine. It's very aromatic. You get these orange things. You know, we have a couple of new dishes coming out.
Ah.
I could actually see.
Yeah.
Drinking this with our new the crunchy shrimp dish.
Okay.
So it has some nuts. It has a slightly sweet breading, a little crunchy with some. It has a gochujang aioli, so it has a hint of spice, but it's a little sweet. And it has a lot of citrus in the salad that we serve on the side. So a little sesame oil, a little fresh squeezed lemon in the vinaigrette that we use. Very perfumey, very aromatic. I think it would work nicely with this.
That sounds great. I actually really love wines like this with spicy food. Spicy Asian food really goes hand in hand with these slightly sweet wines, things like Moscato and Riesling. That little bit of sweetness really contrasts nicely with spice and some of those savory flavors. And often a lot of those Asian dishes do have sweetness to them as well. So let's move on to ice wine. So now we're going to go to full throttle sweet.
Love it. I love this wine.
I mean, such a difference in color too. This is like making
Intense.
wine out of pure nectar. Very, very late harvest. That's like caramel in the glass.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful wine.
So try that with the peach. See what you think.
It's going to be very similar.
Yeah.
Very similar
Yeah.
and sweet. Interesting. Brings out a little alcohol, but still beautifully balanced. I think the sweets are very, very similar, and I really get the fruit out of the peach here too in my nose.
So this is a wine that I really love to pair with fruit-based desserts. You know, things like apple pie or peach tarts or things like that. I think it really pops those flavors really nicely. So also really good with it, the ice wine cheesecake that we make. Good stuff.
Yeah. You know, by using that, we use that in the berries for the sauce, as well as right in the cheesecake with very finely microplaned lemon in there.
Okay.
I think it really, brings out all the aromatics in the wine as well.
So are you ready for a real shock to your system?
Oh, we're not going to the lemon, are we?
No, we're going to go back to Sauvignon Blanc.
Oh, hold on. Let me take one more step. Whoa. Here we go.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
And that, my friend, is
Just
why you
kills.
have Sauvignon Blanc with dessert.
It just kills the wine.
Yeah, it just tastes incredibly bitter and acidic. So it's very interesting how whatever you've had in your mouth will change the flavor of the wine that you have afterwards.
And I think it's one of the reasons why we painstakingly go through the menu and taste new dishes with the wines and make sure that things are paired correctly on the menu. So
yeah, because you can definitely change the way the wine tastes and change the way the food tastes. So I'm going back to ice wine. And thanks for hanging out with me and tasting all this fun stuff.
I always love spending time with you. I learned so much. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.